Hi, could I start this by expressing my gratitude to the Human Rights Commission for providing a platform for us all to get together and try to resolve a dispute that's been ongoing for the past 18 months, and the last 2 days have represented the first chance that we've had to sit down together and do what you should always do in trying to resolve difficult situations, and that's talk about it. So that was really productive and worthwhile 2 days, but the process is actually incomplete, and until such time as it is over, then we're bound by confidentiality to not discuss anything about the proceedings at all. But happy to take any questions about the game tomorrow. We've got a big game against Carlton, and happy to take questions about another significant thing that's happening tomorrow, and that's the Royal Children's Hospital appeal. Our football club and Carlton are really fortunate to be significant ambassadors to showcase this really special day for the Royal Children's Hospital, and we're really proud that our club's associated with this venture and recognise and acknowledge the magnificent institution that the Royal Children's Hospital provides for so many people in our country.
How challenging has it been for you to have the conciliation process going, and you've got a big game of footy tomorrow?
It's amazing how you compartmentalise and get things done, and so. But yeah, it was a really important step to take, and as I said, we're really grateful that the Human Rights Commission provided that platform for us.
So where does it go from here? Do you know? Can you tell us that?
No, I'm not at liberty to discuss any detail of it. But the Human Rights Commission, if there's any statements to be made, it'll be those guys that make it.
But it must be personally gruelling for you to come out of a situation like that, and your name is exposed and so forth, and everyone knows what it's about. That must be hard.
Yeah, I appreciate all the questioning about it, but I also respect that we're not at liberty to discuss anything about it, and so until such time as we work our way through everything. And that's complete, then we just got to respect the process, and I for one aren't going to be the one that's going to violate that.
Sorry, just the last one on the issue. You are encouraged by the direction it's heading, even though there hasn't been a resolution?
As I said, I can't discuss it. Not at liberty to discuss any of the detail to do with the whole process, but just really appreciative that we had the opportunity to sit down over the last 2 days.
In terms of the home and away games, is this as big as it gets for the Kangaroos?
Well, it is in our current environment, and that's why we're so grateful. It's got dual meaning for us. Obviously we're involved in footy, and we want to play the game to the best of our capacity. Last year's game we were in front at half time, and then the Blues, good side, they got on top of us in the third quarter. And then we came back late and made it so there's the football side of it, but as we know in this country, and this country's been great at this, it's anything to do with bushfires or floods or Royal Children's Hospital or anywhere where there's hardship, this country chips in and works for one another. And this is an institution now, every Good Friday. And this club has made a small contribution, but this country has made an enormous contribution to that appeal. And we're just really proud as a club that there's the on-field side of what tomorrow may bring, but there's the off-field side of it as well. And the link with our players, with the Royal Children's Hospital, the Carlton players as well, they've all been superb as ambassadors to try and push the cause. Some of it just to put a smile on some kids' faces when they're going through some tough times. Some of it acknowledge the magnificent employees of the Royal Children's Hospital and volunteers who provide so much service to make a really tough experience as good as it can possibly be. And also just fantastic for their appreciation and gratitude of their own lives, that they're healthy and can play the game that they love. So it's a really beneficial cause to support.
Last week was a hot and cold sort of performance. You sort of reinforced the 40-45 minute period that you had where you did seem to be really playing the footy that you wanted to play?
Yeah, well, we've gone on record as saying we're just searching for evidence of us being able to play some strong football, and I think to the wider football community, certainly to our supporters, and even more importantly for our players, to know that they're capable of playing that sort of footy. We did it in spits and spurts against GWS the week before, who are a really good side, but we just couldn't contain that side for the whole 4 quarters. And then we had patches last week where we did it for 40-45 minutes the start of the game, but then we couldn't sustain it either. So I think the evidence is there that we're on the right track with it. But as we know with this great game of ours, you've got to do it over 4 quarters. You can't just do it in bits and pieces. So we're pleased with the progress that we're making, but we know to win games of footy we've got to do it for a sustained period of time.
Is that an emotional lapse that's causing you to not quite get there for 4 quarters? They look physically really fit. Is it just a sort of mental resilience?
Well, I think it's I quite often speak to our players, anyone that wants to listen. They're getting sick of listening to me probably, but it's like Nadal and Federer. They're 2 great players going against each other, and I'd be really, really surprised if there was too many times when they played each other and it was just a straight sets victory. There's some stage in the game where an opposition get momentum, and that's when you're talking about these guys that are playing this great game of ours. They're the elite in the field in the world, and so at the highest level of the game which we're playing, they're probably not going to have it on their terms for the whole 4 quarters. So it's just like, how can you minimise the damage when the opposition do get a bit of a run on? And that's what we've perhaps focused on a little bit this week. Fremantle across 2 quarters, 9 unanswered goals. There's probably going to be a time where any opposition might score 4 in a row, but can you prevent it from being 9? And then when you get your opportunity, can you maximise that and try and... I reckon in the first... we had 3 shots at goal halfway through the second quarter. It was 8 goals to 3. Larkey has 1 shot. Dersma has another shot. Simpkin. We couldn't put the ball in 3 better blokes' hands, really, in terms of our confidence that they're going to kick the goals. And we didn't capitalise on those chances. Had we been able to do that, that would have made it enormously difficult for Fremantle to come back from sort of 10 or 11 goals to 3 at half-time. But they just get a little bit of a sniff. They score the next 2 or 3 goals, and now they're only a couple of goals down at half-time, and they're back in the contest. They've got a chance to reset, and good sides will come back and respond, and that's what the Fremantle side did. And we weren't good enough and aren't good enough at this point in time. We're hoping to get better at it, at being able to minimise the damage when the opposition get a run on.
Have you ever been aware of a player affected by drugs in the week leading up to a game? I'm become aware this morning that this is an issue that's embroiled the game at the present time. But to be fair, I'm not right across everything that's gone on in the last 2 days, and you might understand why. So my preference would be to try to absorb everything that's gone on in that space and understand what are the implications for clubs and what are the implications for our game. And until such time as I've had a chance to do that, I don't have give an opinion on it, because it would be an uneducated opinion at this point in time. But before it blew up, and going back, in Hawthorn days and so forth, were you aware of this as an issue with players? No,
I weren't. So that's why I want to try and get myself across it and understand everything that's going on with it. And so we're in a position, because it's like anything. I think the genuine intent and protection for the player is paramount, and they're the considerations that we need to give in this.
What damages do you believe it's doing to the image of the game, particularly with young people?
As I said, I don't want to really make opinion on this until I've had a chance to absorb all the issues. I haven't been across it for the last 2 days.
Tyler Sellers, 6-goal haul in the VFL. Was he in the frame this weekend?
Yeah, listen, he's banging on the door. I don't think he'll be coming to the side for this week's game, but he's done everything right in the last 6 weeks. That he's been on our list. He's been involved with our club, in a sense, with the VFL program for well over 12 months now. So we've been really pleased with his progress, and delighted with what he's been able to do. But he's playing some good footy, but he just hasn't played
or the guys ahead of him just need further opportunity to try and consolidate their spots, and at some point in time he's going to push his way into the side, I'm sure.
I know you're a big fan of George Wardlaw, he won that Rising Star Award. How special is it to know that this young side's being acknowledged?
Yeah, well, there was a beautiful image of after George kicked the goal at the end of the third quarter last week, and they scanned to, as they do, the players will celebrate a goal, and we needed it pretty desperately at that point in time because Freo kicked 9 on the trot. But there was this beautiful image of 4 players coming together. It was McKercher, Dersma, Sheasel and George, obviously, who kicked the goal. For our fans to have seen that image, I think we'd say to them, yeah, he's kicked the goal, but it's also acknowledging, wow, this is the future of our footy club. And all of them, we've been delighted with what they've been able to do for our footy club since they've come in, both in on-field and off-field capacity. They're sensational young men, and we're just really excited on where they're going to help take our club in the years to come.
Just the other George out there this morning, how special is it to have him here?
Yeah, well, we went and saw it. I went with Nick Larkey and Cam Zerha about 2 weeks ago to the Royal Children's Hospital. We've been supporting a young fella, Spencer, who has been fighting a brain tumour, and so we went to spend some time with Spencer, which was really, really special, and they produced a really beautiful video of that time that we'll show to our players early next week. Very, very emotional. But as we were going down to the MRI section of the Peter McCallum into the depths of the hospital, we were going down this big open staircase, and George was at the bottom of the stairs with his mum. He was over here getting some treatment, and he saw. I was the first one down the stairs, so I saw his reaction, I'm disappointed his reaction wasn't to me, but it was to Nick Larkey and Cam Zerha. His eyes opened up like saucers.